The Dyatlov Pass Incident. It was January 1959 when Igor Dyatlov, a 23-year-old engineering student, led a group of 9 experienced hikers, 7 men and 2 women, on a ski trek into the Ural Mountains of Soviet Russia. They were well prepared, young, and skilled in survival. Their goal was to reach Otorten Mountain, a remote and treacherous peak. The group laughed, sang songs, and kept journals as they climbed higher into the frozen wilderness. Their notes spoke of adventure and camaraderie. None of them knew it would be their final journey. By February 1st, they had pitched their tent on the slopes of Kholat Syakhl, a mountain the local Monsey people called the Mountain of the Dead. A storm was rolling in, the winds howled, and snow swept across the slopes. The hikers crowded into their tent, cooking a simple meal, writing in their diaries. Their final entry was ordinary. Then, sometime in the dead of night, terror struck. When rescuers finally found the tent weeks later, it was a scene that baffled the world. The tent was slashed open from the inside. Their boots, coats, and supplies were still neatly arranged. The hikers had fled into the blizzard in nothing but socks, light shirts, and in some cases, barefoot. Temperatures dropped to -30 degrees Celsius -22 degrees Fahrenheit. Anyone running outside dressed like that would have minutes before freezing. Yet they ran. Rescuers discovered the first 2 bodies near the edge of the forest, under a cedar tree. They were barefoot, wearing only underwear, huddled near the remains of a fire. Their hands were burned, as if they had tried to climb the tree to escape something, or perhaps to see something above. A third body was found halfway between the cedar tree and the tent, frozen in the snow, arms outstretched toward camp. Then a fourth, also collapsed mid-run, as if trying desperately to return. These 4 had died of hypothermia. But the others, their deaths were far stranger. Months later, searchers uncovered the remaining bodies buried in snow in a ravine. Their injuries shocked investigators. One had a fractured skull, as though struck by immense force. 2 had shattered ribs and internal bleeding, injuries more consistent with a car crash than a fall. Ludmila Dubinina's tongue and eyes were missing. Her stomach contained traces of blood, as though her tongue had been removed while she was still alive. Yet there were no external wounds, no cuts or bruises to explain the massive internal trauma. And the snow around them was eerily undisturbed. The Soviet investigation concluded that the hikers had died from an unknown compelling force. Speculation has swirled for decades, avalanche. But the slope was too shallow. Military test. Strange radiation traces were found on some clothing. Paranormal. Locals spoke of glowing lights in the sky that night. UFOs. Many point to the missing tongue, the unnatural injuries, and the lack of footprints other than the hikers' own. Whatever happened, it was enough to drive 9 skilled mountaineers to slash open their own tent and run half-naked into certain death. The pass where they died was later renamed Dyatlov Pass in memory of the group's leader. To this day, it remains a place of dread. Hikers who visit the site speak of strange lights, sudden feelings of panic, and the sense of being watched in the snow. The case has never been solved, and the chilling words remain in the official Soviet files: "Cause of death, an unknown compelling force."